Practice transfers often so that you become proficient at the task before you try to lift a resident. Practice lifts from bed to wheelchair or chair, from chair to bed, and floor to bed. Read and understand the owner-operator's manual. Safety is most important when performing lifts, and that includes your safety. Always use good body mechanics. Keep your center of gravity low and use your leg muscles. Separate your legs to establish a broad base of support. Keep your spine in natural alignment and never twist while lifting. Always inspect the resident's sling before using it. Check for wear, tears, and loose stitching. Bleached, torn, cut, frayed, or broken slings are unsafe and should not be used. Invacare's full-body lifts are valuable tools for lifting and transferring non-ambulatory, bedridden, or obese residents. These advanced designs make it easier for the caregiver to assist any resident up to 450 pounds. They can lift a person from a bed, a stretcher, a wheelchair, a commode, even the floor. To get a better understanding of a full-body lift, it's good to know its parts. Basically, a lift is made of 3 assemblies: the base, the mast, and the boom. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up, beginning with the base. The base rides on these 4 low-friction casters, which are mounted to the legs. Next are the legs. There are 2 of them, and they're adjustable. With the legs closed, the lift can be maneuvered more easily through doors, around furniture, and in tight hallways. Use the padded shift handle to open and close them. It's pretty simple. To open the legs with the Reliant lift, grab the shifter handle with one hand and the steering handle with the other hand. Pull back on the shifter handle and move the handle to the right. The legs will open. Make sure that the handle drops into this slot to lock the legs into place. To close the legs, just reverse the process. Grab the shifter handle with one hand and the steering handle with the other hand. Pull back and move the shifter handle to the left, and the legs will close. Again, make sure that the handle drops into this slot to lock the legs into place. Operating the legs on a 9805 lift is pretty similar. To open the legs, grab the shifter handle with one hand and the steering handle with the other hand. Push the shifter handle to your right to release the lock pin from its mounting hole on the base. Turn the handle clockwise until you can drop the lock pin into the opposite mounting hole. This will open and lock the legs. Make sure that the lock pin is down in the mounting hole. To close the legs, grab the shifter handle with one hand and the steering handle with the other hand. Push the shifter handle to your left to release the lock pin from its mounting hole on the base. Turn the handle counterclockwise until you can drop the lock pin into the opposite mounting hole. This will close and lock the legs. Make sure that the lock pin is down in the mounting hole. We can't emphasize enough the importance of making sure the legs are locked in the open position when lifting a resident. The lift is most stable when the legs are fully opened and locked. They must be fully open to ensure proper balance and weight distribution. The next assembly is the mast. Here you'll find these ergonomically designed push handles and the hydraulic pump assembly which does the lifting. Attached to the mast is the boom. The boom is the lifting arm, and at the end of it is the swivel bar. The sling attaches to the swivel bar. It's padded for safety. The 9805 and Reliant 450 lifts have different swivel bars, but they serve the same purpose: sling attachment. Raising and lowering the boom is done using the control valve and the pump handle. To raise the boom, first close the control valve. Turn it clockwise towards the pump handle. Then, move the pump handle up and down. It takes surprisingly little effort. To lower, just turn the control valve counterclockwise. How much you turn it will control how fast the boom lowers. But no matter how far you turn the valve, a safety gate inside the hydraulic system controls the maximum rate of descent. Although one sling works for multiple residents, it's recommended that each resident be issued their own individual sling to meet their specific size, weight, medical condition, and transfer requirements. Invacare offers a wide selection of slings to meet most situations. They're constructed of soft, durable mesh or solid fabric with padded areas for extra comfort. Always check with a physician before selecting a sling. Generally, slings fall into one of three categories: full body or standard, which are available with or without an optional commode opening; divided leg or toileting slings, both of which fit around a seated person and provide added comfort with padding under the thighs. Always inspect the sling before use. Check for wear, tears, and loose stitching. Bleached, torn, cut, frayed, or broken slings are unsafe and shouldn't be used. You can adjust the slings for different body positions by using different combinations of color-coded loops that are sewn into each strap. If you want to position the resident in a reclining position, attach the sling using the loops at the end of all four straps. If you want to position the resident in a seated position for the head, use the loops closest to the resident. And for the legs, use the loops furthest away from the resident. Standard slings accomplish this by adjusting the straps or chains. Most slings have reinforced grab straps sewn into the back to assist you in guiding your resident. And although Invacare lifts and slings have been designed so they can be safely operated by one caregiver, it's recommended that two caregivers perform all resident transfers. Before you attempt any kind of lift, make sure that you understand the resident's limitations and their ability to assist the transfer. It's a good idea to communicate with the resident throughout the process. If you explain each step as you work through it, your resident will learn the routine and become comfortable with it. Let's watch several different lift situations.